That will completely shift the way you think about aging. You ready? Those who don't age. They don't have better genes. They don't have more money. They don't have some magic serum in their fridge. They just have one thing in common. Their ki never stops moving. Their energy flows like a quiet river, even when life gets hard. Even when things fall apart, they know how to breathe through it. Feel through it. Move through it. Because aging isn't just about time. It's about stuckness. It's about the places inside you where breath stopped, where emotion froze, where you left yourself behind and never went back to retrieve the light. You keep your ki moving. You stay bright. Your eyes shine. Your skin glows. Your spirit stays here, awake, alive, unblocked. You ever notice? You age 3 years in one bad week? You wake up already tired. You drag yourself through the day. You look in the mirror and something feels off. Dull eyes. Heavy skin. No light. Like your soul's sitting a few inches behind your face. It's not that you're getting older. It's that something in you is stuck. You keep saying you're fine, but your breath is shallow. You keep pushing through, but your shoulders are tight. You keep smiling, but your jaw won't unclench. Every time you go to work and swallow what you really want to say, your ki tightens. Every time you sit in that one relationship that makes you shrink, your face dims. Every time you scroll through your phone, feel that quiet little ache of comparison. Your spirit pulls back just a little, but it adds up. You think you need more skincare. You think you need another supplement. But what you really need is to get your light back. And light only comes back when ki starts to move again. When you cry what you've been holding. When you say what's been sitting in your chest for years. When you let the fire in your breath again. That's the difference. Some people grow older, but stay bright. Others are young, but already disappearing from their own eyes. You ever notice? You age 3 years in one bad week? You wake up already tired. You drag yourself through the day. You look in the mirror and something feels off. Dull eyes. Heavy skin. No light. Like your soul's sitting a few inches behind your face. It's not that you're getting older. It's that something in you is stuck. You keep saying you're fine, but your breath is shallow. You keep pushing through, but your shoulders are tight. You keep smiling, but your jaw won't unclench. Every time you go to work and swallow what you really want to say, your ki tightens. Every time you sit in that one relationship that makes you shrink, your face dims. Every time you scroll through your phone, feel that quiet little ache of comparison. Your spirit pulls back just a little, but it adds up. You think you need more skincare. You think you need another supplement. But what you really need is to get your light back. And light only comes back when ki starts to move again. When you cry what you've been holding. When you say what's been sitting in your chest for years. When you let the fire in your breath again. That's the difference. Some people grow older, but stay bright. Others are young, but already disappearing from their own eyes. Let me explain something real simple. The moment your ki stops flowing, your body stops repairing. Your skin stops glowing. And your spirit stops shining through. It's not complicated. It's not mystical. It's mechanics. Your energy is like water. If it moves, it nourishes. If it's blocked, it rots. You ever seen a fresh stream? Clear, sparkling, full of life. That's what your face looks like when your ki is flowing. But you ever seen a pond with no movement? Still water. Muddy. Mosquitoes. That single quotes your face when your ki gets stuck. Same face, different flow. I had a patient once. Sophie. Mid-30s. Looked 10 years older than she was. Dull skin. Puffiness under the eyes. No brightness in her expression. She tried everything. Collagen powder, vitamin drips, $300 creams. Nothing worked. You know what changed her face? We cleared her liver key. We moved what had been stuck in her chest for years. A broken engagement she never really grieved. She cried for 2 weeks straight. And one day, she came back into my office, and I swear to you her face looked 5 years younger. Because when grief leaves, light returns. And when ki flows, your spirit shows up again. Not just in your skin, but in your presence. Here's what most people don't get. You don't age from your skin. You age from your liver. The liver you read about in a biology textbook. I'm talking about your energetic liver, the one that stores your frustration, your buried anger, your silent resentment that you keep swallowing day after day. In Chinese medicine, the liver is responsible for the free flow of qi. When it moves, you move. When it stops, everything stops. Your period gets messy. Your sleep goes weird. Your muscles get tight. Your face goes dull. You look in the mirror, and you see someone who's tired, but not from work, from holding back. Let me give you a picture. Liver is like a freeway system. It's supposed to be smooth. Flexible. Adaptable. But when emotion builds up, it's like traffic after a 5-car crash. Nothing moves. Everything backs up. And you feel it. In your chest. In your sides. In your eyes that can't focus. In your face that starts to look stuck. I had a patient, Maya. Age 39. Looked fine on paper, but she felt like she was aging too fast. Low libido. Tired by 3 p.m. Irritable. Bloated, skin turning a little gray. She said, I eat clean. I sleep 8 hours. I take herbs. Why do I still feel like I'm fading? I said, because you haven't been angry in 15 years. She stared at me. Then started crying. Then got mad. Then cried again. 2 months later, her period regulated. Her skin warmed up, and she told me, I feel like myself again. I didn't even know I was missing. That's what unblocking liver qi does. It doesn't just help you feel better. Brings you back. The you who has light in her face. And direction in her life. Ever seen someone who just looks drained? Like their soul is 2 steps behind their body? They're not sick, but they're not well. And when you look into their eyes, you see absence. No sparkle. No gravity. Just a quiet, hollow kind of fatigue. That's not just being tired. That's kidney qi deficiency. See, your kidneys hold more than fluids. They hold your jing, your essence, the deep, ancestral battery you were born with. The stuff that's supposed to last your whole life. And every time you burn too hard, push too far, love without boundaries, or live in constant fear, you spend that essence, not your daily energy. Not your blood sugar. Your blueprint. Imagine this. A candle. If the flame is your qi, then the wax is your jing. You can't keep the flame going. The wax is almost gone. That's why people with kidney deficiency look faded. It's not about how much they sleep. It's about how much they've lost and never refilled. I had a patient. Jake. 42. Voice soft. Eyes distant. Hair thinning. Back always hurting. He kept saying, I feel like I'm here, but I'm not really in it. He had no fire. No sex drive. No will to push forward. Not depressed. Not sick. Just gone. We started working on his kidney qi. Less coffee, more rest. He started meditating instead of grinding. Started saying no to things that used to drain him. And little by little his face came back. His voice deepened. His Walk changed. He stood up like someone who finally remembered day belongs here. That's the power of your kidney key. It's not just energy. It's presence. When it's strong. You have weight. You have stillness. You have that ageless kind of glow that doesn't come from a serum, but from something eternal waking back up inside. You ever meet someone who eats all the right things, but still looks empty? They're not overweight. They're not sick, but their skin is pale. Their voice is soft. Their eyes drift. When they talk to you, like they're only half here. That's not just being sensitive. That's spleen key deficiency. In Chinese medicine, your spleen isn't just about digestion. It's about receiving nourishment, not just calories, but care. Support. Life force. And when your spleen key is weak, you don't just lose weight, lose gravity. You lose glow. You start to disappear in the edges of your own life. Here's how I explain it. Your spleen is like the earth. It holds. It absorbs. It turns what you take in into who you are. But if the earth is dry, if the soil is cracked, nothing roots. Nothing blossoms. So even when you eat, you don't get full. Even when you rest, you don't restore. I had a patient, Leah. She looked fine. Yoga teacher. Great diet. But she told me, I feel weak all the time. I feel like I vanish when I walk into a room. Turns out she'd been caretaking her whole life. Raised her siblings. Stayed calm for everyone else. Always giving. Never asking. We work on her spleen key. But not just with herbs. We practiced receiving compliments, receiving help, receiving food without guilt, receiving love without earning it. And slowly her voice deepened. Her skin warmed. Her presence filled the room, because that's what real nourishment does. It doesn't just make you feel full. It makes you feel real. Again. Rooted. Steady. Here. There. Single quotes. A kind of aging fat doesn't show up in your wrinkles. It shows up in your silence. You stop laughing as loud. Stop speaking from your chest. You start sighing more and breathing less. That's not just getting older. That's grief. And that grief lives in the lungs. In Chinese medicine, the lungs are the gatekeepers of qi. They take in the new. They let go of the old. They're supposed to rise and fall like your breath, like your spirit. But when you don't express grief, your lungs stop moving. And when that happens, your whole body starts pulling back from life. It's like watching someone dim slowly. Their face gets pale. Voice gets thin. Their eyes forget how to shine. Not because they're sick, but because they haven't cried in 10 years. Because something ended, and they never fully let it go. I had a patient. Thomas. 50. Quiet, gentle, kind. He looked like a cloud of a man, soft-spoken, always tired. He came to me with chronic shortness of breath. No medical explanation. We talked. Then I asked, when was the last time you cried? He said, when my brother died. That was 18 years ago. I said, did you cry then? He paused. Double quotes. No, I took care of the family. I stayed strong. So his lungs did the crying for him. Every day. In little exhales of sadness that never became tears. We started grief work. Not therapy. Just space. Just breath. Just truth. And something shifted. He came back a few weeks later, face warmer, chest more open, voice anchored. Because that's what happens when you finally let grief move. Your lungs wake up. And so does your life. So maybe you're starting to see the pattern. You don't just age because of time. Age because of tension. You age when you stop feeling what needs to be felt. You age when you stay in things your body wants to leave. You age when you disconnect from the yelle flow that's been trying to move through you all along. You think you look tired because you didn't sleep enough sometimes. Yeah, but most of the time, you look tired because you've been holding too much for too long. You think you've been aging because of your environment. But what if you've just been aging because of your inner resistance? You resist your grief. You resist your anger. You resist asking for help. You resist joy because joy feels too vulnerable. So your key resists you. It stops moving. It starts hiding. And when your key hides, you start to disappear. Not all at once, just enough that people say, "You seem different. You okay? You've changed." And you smile and say, "I'm just tired." But deep down, you've been gone for a while. So now you're probably wondering, how do I move my key? Do I need to meditate? Do I need special herbs or breathing techniques? Maybe, but that's not where we start, because your key doesn't respond to pressure. It doesn't move when you force it. It moves when you let go. Let go of the grip. Let go of the performance. Let go of the need to be fine all the time. Key starts to move the moment you do something real. Say something you've been holding. Cry about something you swore didn't affect you. Shake. Yell. Exhale. You don't need a technique. You need a release. One time I told a patient, go to your car. Scream for 2 minutes. Then come back and tell me if your neck still hurts. She did. Came back in, eyes wide open, said, my neck doesn't hurt anymore. But now I want to quit my job. I said, exactly. Because when Kai moves, truth follows. And when truth moves, your life starts to rearrange itself around who you really are. Don't need to fix yourself. You need to stop interrupting what's already trying to heal. Key wants to move. Your body wants to breathe. Spirit wants back in. You just have to get out of the way. Don't need to move to the mountain still. Get your energy back. You just need to do something real, even if it's small, even if no one else sees it. Like eating a meal without guilt. Real food. Sitting down. Phone away. No protein tracking. Just chewing. Tasting. Receiving. Or finally going to bed when your body is tired, not when your to-do list is done. Letting your body lead instead of punishing it for being human. Sometimes it's just saying what you never say. Not in a fight, not in therapy, just one sentence out loud. Like, don't want to do this anymore. Or, I'm not okay. Or, I'm tired of pretending I'm strong. You think these things don't matter? That they're too small to change anything? But every time you do one of them, your key stirs. It turns its head. It says, oh, you're listening now. That's how it starts. Not with a transformation. Not with some ritual, but with a moment where you stop abandoning yourself. Let me clear something up. You don't move your kai just to feel a little better and go back to your old life. No. Because once your key really starts to flow, you don't go back. You go forward. You go inward. You come home. People say to me, I just want to feel like myself again. But I tell them, you don't want the old you. You want the real you, the one you never fully became because you were too busy surviving, too busy pleasing, too busy holding it all in so other people wouldn't fall apart. When your key flows again, your real voice comes out. Your real face comes through. Your real light returns. And yeah, some people won't like it. Some people liked you. Tired. Quiet. Easy to manage. But you weren't put here to be convenient. You were put here to be alive. So no, you won't go back, but you'll go. Deeper dot wider dot brighter dot. You'll become someone who can't even fit into that old version. Any more dot not because you fixed yourself, but because your spirit finally has room to move again. Dot pause dot take a breath. Can you feel it now? That tiny shift inside you? That gentle stirring? That soft ache that says, hey, I'm still here. That's not just energy moving. That's you coming back, because you were never really gone. Just covered. Buried beneath the noise, the pressure, the survival mode, the endless pretending. But your body remembers. Your light remembers. The moment you stop trying to fix yourself is the moment you start. Beckominge yourself. You don't need more input. You need more space. Space. To feel. To breathe. To grieve. To speak. To soften. To laugh. Like you used to. To move like you want to. To rest like your body has been begging you to. Key is not something you do. Key is something you follow. And when you follow it long enough, you stop trying to be youthful. You simply glow. So now you know. People who don't age have one thing in common. They don't hold. They don't freeze. They don't fake. They let their key move. Every day. In small ways. In quiet ways. In ways no one else may notice, but their spirit does. They say what hurts. They rest when tired. They laugh when it's real. They cry without shame. They breathe all the way down to their belly. And because of that, they don't block the light. That's all aging really is. Slowing down of light. And all healing is letting it move again. So if you remember nothing else, remember this. You stay young, be staying true. Stay bright, be staying honest. You stay alive, be staying in motion on the inside. Now take a breath. Feel your body. Let the key move. You're not broken. You're just waking back up. Before you go, don't just take my words. Take these questions. Let them sit inside your chest for a while. Let them move things around. When was the last time you told the truth? Not the polite version, but the deep one. When was the last time your laughter felt like it came from below your ribs? When was the last time you rested in it because you earned it, but because you needed it? What emotions are living in your body right now? Where are they hiding? What would happen if you gave them a voice? Who are you still holding it together for? And why? What are you tired of carrying that was never yours to hold? Do you remember the last time A felt truly alive? What were you doing? What were you not doing? What do your shoulders want to say? What about your lower back? Your stomach? Your throat? Have you asked? What would your key do if you let it move freely for one day? Where would it go? What would it release? What would it return? What if healing wasn't something you chased, but something you stopped blocking? What if you stopped trying to be strong and started being soft? Not weak. Soft like water. Soft like breath. Soft like a soul that's finally safe. These are the questions that wake things up. These are the questions your skin, your blood, your spirit, they've been waiting for you to ask. You don't need to answer them all today. Just don't run from them anymore. Sit with them. Walk with them. Let them move you. That's key. Not just energy. But truth in motion. Inside a body that's finally ready to be honest. And alive.